Hello friends, welcome back to my channel if you're returning, and if you're new here, welcome. My name is Rachel and I'm a reseller on sites like eBay, Poshmark, and Mercari. So I love coming on my channel, showing you mystery boxes that I open up to sell online, and then I always come back 90 days later and let you know if I actually made any money and what sold out of the box. So today we're actually doing a 90-day update, 2 of them. To be exact. These are the Helpsy Source fall and winter boxes. Now, I ordered 2 of these within a relatively short period of time of one another. So if you want to see what I sold out of these and if I actually made any money, definitely stick around. So I don't think Helpsy offers this box anymore. They offered a 40-piece box, and then they offered these in pallets, and I am a sucker for sourcing on the off season. It was like dirt cheap per piece. And I'm like, okay, well, let me get a bunch of winter stuff in the summer and save a little money and be stacked by the time winter comes. I ordered the 40 piece, and I'm going to link the original unboxings down below if you guys want to watch those. I ordered the 40 piece, and after I did that, I was like, I don't think I want a pallet of this, but then I did order another 40 piece. So I'm going to do both updates in this one video. If you like reseller content, certainly consider subscribing to my channel. Like I said, when I get new boxes in, I come on here, I unbox them, and then I come back 90 days later and talk about if they were actually worth the money. So I love sharing my reseller life with you and my tips and tricks and what's working for me. And hit that like button if you don't mind. That really does help out my channel a lot as well. Before we get started, please let me know in the comments if you ordered this box. I know it was super tempting. The cost of goods was super low. So I know that a lot of you ordered it. Let me know in the comments how you did with this, if you ordered this, and let me know how you think I did. If you remember these videos from before, let me know how you think I did. So I'm going to just do one at a time, but I am going to cover both in the same video. As you can see, as you'll see, there's not like a ton to report. So each box was listed on Helpsy's website for $60 with free shipping for 40 pieces. So dirt cheap cost of goods. I have an affiliate code with Helpsy, so I was able to take 10% off, making my box $54 instead of $60. And by the way, if you're shopping on Helpsy Source, it's linked down below. Use code OHYEAH when you check out. It is my affiliate code. You get 10% off your entire order. And so I was able to take 10% off of this order as well. It was 40 pieces. And of the 40 pieces, I actually ended up listing only 15 of the 40 pieces. I sent 20 pieces to ThredUp, and 7 pieces I just flat out donated, either because of condition or because they weren't brands that ThredUp accepted, and they were pieces that I was not going to list myself. So my total cost per piece was $3.18-ish on this box, but I only listed 15 items. And I kind of knew that was my strategy. Well, I guess that's always my strategy going into boxes, is like, you know, especially if there's lots of little things that aren't worth my time, I'm going to pick out the best and take my chances with, you know, not listing everything, especially when the cost per piece is so low. So anyway, of the 15 that I listed, I've sold 8 and I have 7 left. Here's what's sold in order of lowest profit to highest profit. And then I'll show you what hasn't sold. And at the end, I'll give you my total profit, keeping in mind that in a secondhand mystery box, I pretty much want to triple my money, meaning I would have wanted to make my $54 back plus $108 in pure profit. I ordered these in June, so I'm a little bit I'm like a month behind. I'm trying to catch up on my 90-day updates, but this one was a little more than 90 days. First up was the Myrtle Beach tie-dye hoodie. This was Ranjan, and this was a $16 Poshmark sale. This one took about 4 months to sell. I guess Ranjan is really popular, but this was actually a little bit like faded. It had some wash wear, so I was actually surprised I got that much for it. Next was a pair of Blair bootcut jeans from Hudson Jeans. Again, they're jeans, not necessarily fall and winter, I guess, but they were a $19 eBay sale. I don't have a screenshot for these because they sold over 90 days ago as of the filming of this, but just know they were a $19 eBay sale. Then I had a pair of gray pond like dress pants. These were a size 8 from the brand Jane McLaughlin. I have picked up this brand in the past thrifting if I can get it at a low enough cost. It's sort of like J. Crew-ish, sort of like a more mature, timeless kind of brand. So I was okay with listing these. These were a $19 eBay sale. These actually only took a couple of weeks to sell, so those went pretty quickly. I had a pair of mid-rise slim boot jeans from Miss Me. These were a size 29. These took a little while to sell, a little over the 3-month, almost closer to 4 months, but they did eventually sell on Poshmark for $20. I did have them listed a little higher than that, so honestly, I think I had them overpriced, just in hindsight, but I finally got a $20 offer. I'm like, you know what? This box is over 90 days. I'm just going to go ahead and take the offer, which I did. Then I had the green cardigan from Bowden. This one actually just sold recently here last month, October. This was a $20 eBay sale. There was the black ruffle dress from London Times. This one sold in September on eBay for $20.99. I think I had it listed for $30 and I ran a sale on my, I run sales in my eBay store from time to time. So $20.99 indicates to me that somebody purchased it while it was on sale. It was a size 18, so that's a really good size for a black dress. I wasn't expecting to get a lot for it, so that was, I think, a fair price. Then there was this Cleo Bella black tassel poncho. It was like one of those one-size-fits-all poncho sweaters. And at first I'm like, I have no idea what this brand is, but actually this brand, or specifically this item, was sold at Anthropologie. So it actually ended up being one of the better items in the box. I'm glad I looked it up and I didn't just send it off to ThredUp because, this alone recovered a lot of what the box actually cost. It was a $34 Mercari sale, and this one sold within a week. So I'm almost wondering if I could have got more for it if I would have let it sit a little longer. And the highest selling item in this box was this navy blue floral gown from the brand Thea. Again, fall, winter, I guess, maybe. It was a formal gown, so I really think it was more like an all-season type thing. But anyway, it was a size 4. It had some damages to the lace. It had like a lacy back, but I was able to list it and disclose. I know Thea is a really expensive brand retail. So this one took about 3.5 months to sell, but eventually did sell for $71 on Poshmark. So 8 sales. It was a small but mighty group of sales on this box for sure. What's still left? I've got this vintage linen skirt from the brand Rodier. I don't know. Not much interest on it. I might just take it down and send it to ThredUp. I thought maybe there would be, I don't sell vintage like normally, so I don't know much about it. And I'm like, well, let's give it a try. If it is worth something, I might get some money for it, but it's still sitting here. Then I had this black rib sweater from the brand Morella, which actually this brand retails pretty high too. But this sweater hasn't had a lot of interest. I am still kind of playing with the price on this. I listed this one pretty high based on comps, and it's not doing well. So I need to probably lower the price again. There's this Daily Ritual striped sweatshirt. I don't really know where Daily Ritual is sold. It could be a TJ Maxx brand for all I know, but it's not getting any interest. So that's going to come down here in a minute too. There's this striped sweater from Rachel Zoe, or Rachel Zoe. I still don't know if it's Zoe or Zoe. I swear I will never get it right. It's a nice cardigan. I'm probably going to leave this one up through the fall just to see if it will sell. I've got this black jumpsuit from the brand Lullis. Unfortunately, I could not find a stock photo on this, and because it's black, it was like kind of hard to photograph, so that's probably not helping me sell it, but it hasn't really had a lot of interest anyway. There was this black sweater tank top from the brand Bishop & Young, which is a better brand than I thought it was, but still obviously not that good if I haven't sold this. So I'm not sure what to do with that, if I should keep it listed or if I should try to send it to ThredUp. And then the last thing that I still have, this is actually a very expensive vintage dress, but it's one of those right buyer situations, so I might be hanging on to this for a while. This is a silk beaded dress from the brand Pamela Dennis, or the designer Pamela Dennis. Comps on the brand are pretty high, so I'm hoping that I am able to sell this eventually. I'm going to hang on to this one for a little while and see if maybe I can just experiment with the price or find the right buyer. It took me an extra like 4 weeks to list this though, because I had to, because the halter neck, I had to photograph it on my dress form, and I am really good about not keeping a death pile. Like everything just kind of goes into queues, and I'm going to talk about that in a video one of these days. But everything goes into queues, and I just photograph the whole pile of stuff like when it's that day. But I don't get a ton of stuff that goes on the dress form, and that stuff, like, I really want to have a whole pile of it before I fidget with the dress form. And so it usually takes me a little while to get to that stuff, and that is the one like task that I kind of put off a lot. So that, anyway, that dress did take like an extra 4 weeks to get listed, so didn't exactly help itself there. But anyway, I paid $54 for the box. My profit as of right now with just selling those 7 items is $141.27. So on a secondhand box, I want to make my money back plus twice over again. So I would have wanted to make my 54 plus 108 in pure profit. So I made $141 after I made my $54 back. That 141 is pure profit. So I came pretty close to tripling my money in selling only 7 items. So was this a good box? I'm going to say yeah. Granted, I mean, it could have been better, right? If I got 40 pieces that I was able to list and make that kind of money on at $3.18 per piece, free shipping, like, yes, that would have been better. But here's the thing. I made $141 off of 7 items. So if you think about it, that's a lot less work compared to if I would have listed a box of 40 items, right? And I know tripling my money on a $54 box is not like a ton of money, but again, it was only 7 items. So like that's a really ideal scenario. Plus I did send 20 pieces to ThredUp, and I send a lot of stuff to ThredUp, and that stuff takes forever to process and then even longer to sell and even longer to pay out. So I don't really have specifics on how much extra I made from the 20 pieces I sent to ThredUp, but it's more than 0 because I'm sure something has sold for at least something. So yeah, this actually was a good box. All of that considered. And when I visited Helpsy Source, they told me that they weren't listing this one again. And I actually told them, like, this box did pretty well for me. So maybe they will in the future, but I don't know. But I'll be looking out for more like secondhand boxes like this, just based on the results of this one. So that was number 1. So I remember I ordered the one, and I'm like, oh, okay, this actually, for the cost of goods, there's a couple good pieces in here. I ordered a second one. I didn't order the palette, but I did order a second one just because the cost of goods was so low. So $54 again. This one, I sent only 4 items to ThredUp, and I donated 22, which means this one had a lot more brands that ThredUp didn't accept or had a lot more damages. To be honest, I don't remember. I've got the video link down below if you want to watch the original one. But bottom line is I only sold 7 out of this box, and I have 6 left. So was I able to triple my money in 7 items? Let's see. On this one, we've got the Abercrombie & Fitch. This one was a V-neck sweater, $17 Mercari sale. This one sold after actually only a week, so that was pretty good. There was a Nike striped sweater or sweatshirt. I don't have a screenshot for it because this one sold back in August on eBay, and it's too late for a screenshot, but it was a $20 eBay sale. Then there was these black swim trunks, which I don't know how these swim trunks ended up in the fall and winter box. Totally random. However, This is actually a pretty sought after brand. They have some like funky prints. So put this in the back of your mind. OAS for swimwear. This was a basic black pair of swim trunks. So they didn't like have as much value as some of the more unique ones. But they still sold on Poshmark the next day after I listed them in July. Well, yeah, bonus. It was July when I listed this stuff. But anyway, they sold for $25 on Poshmark, 1-day sale. Then there was another thing I don't have a screenshot for. There was a pair of black Prana pants. Now, these were men's pants, and this was supposed to be a women's box, but I wasn't complaining because I knew this would be an easy sale. These sold on eBay. I don't have a screenshot. They were only listed 2 days, and they sold for 25 bucks. Then I had this black caged dress. This was the brand JOA, which I'd never heard of. But this one sold on Poshmark for $35, and it took about a month. And then there was an Eliza J dress, which I believe this brand is sold at Anthropologie, but it's not exclusively Anthropologie. It does have a pretty good resale value. And this was more of like a holiday dress. It was black and metallic. I guess it wouldn't have to be. But this one sold after only about a month on Mercari. And this one actually sold as part of a bundle on Mercari. And I don't get too many bundle sales on Mercari, so that was kind of cool. And the last thing that sold was actually just a recent sale here in November. This was, and put this brand in the back of your mind too, Jack Wolfskin was the brand. It was a water repellent jacket. I would say this would be an acceptable fall and winter piece. But actually the comps on this, I couldn't find this exact jacket, but comps on this brand were actually really good. And this was a $50 eBay sale. Plus, I think, if I remember correctly, this went global shipping to Canada. So the buyer ended up paying like 35 bucks to have it shipped. So yeah, that was a pretty good sale too. So what I have left on this one, there was this skirt from Tiffany Co Wardrobe, which I was like, oh, I didn't know Tiffany Co made clothing. But I think it was one of you guys, one of my viewers that said that it's probably their employee like uniforms, which makes a lot of sense. It is a plain black skirt, probably something I would expect someone working at Tiffany Co to wear. I personally don't shop at Tiffany Co. I wish I had money like that, but I don't. But anyway, so I'm not sure, but that makes perfect sense. Then I had a pair of slim black jeans. These are J. Crew Factory. These are actually men's too. I do still have those. There was this burgundy scrub top from the brand Janu, which some of you guys said in the original video that this was going to be like my highest selling piece. But honestly, I've played with the price. I haven't had any interest on it. So I don't, maybe it's because it's a small, maybe it's because it's just a top. I don't know. I have had no interest on this one. Then there's this blue flannel plaid shirt from Abercrombie and Fitch. That is still here. I don't expect to get a ton for this if it ever does sell, but I just got a ton of other Abercrombie stuff in, so maybe it'll be a good bundle thing. And then I have the Rachel Zoe geometric print top. I didn't have high hopes for this either, but it's kind of still just sitting here. So total sold 7, total remaining 6. I paid $54 for this box, and my total profit is $102.02. So I would have wanted to make my $54 back plus $54 twice over again. I mean, it's $100, but I tripled my money. I tripled my investment on this box, selling 7 items. So again, I'm going to say the same thing about this one as I said about the other one. Like, yeah, it does suck that I had to like figure out what to do with an additional like half the box, whether it be to donate it or pass it on to ThredUp. Would I have liked to have 40 listable pieces? Sure. But will I take a quick $100 listing 7 items? Absolutely. I'm fine with that. I'm totally fine with that. Plus, well, I only sent 4 to ThredUp on this one, but I'll still make a couple dollars there too. So 2 out of 2, I think, both good boxes, both worth what I paid, and both I would grab again if they were to list them again, even if I'm only going to list a few items out of the box, a few solid, like good selling items. I'm totally cool with that. So you guys will have to let me know what you think. Are you surprised? especially if you watch those original videos. Are you surprised with my results here? Are you surprised with my answer that, yeah, I think these were good boxes? I definitely want to know. Let me know in the comments. And make sure you're subscribed if you want to see more 90-day updates. I'm trying to get really caught up to the 90-day mark on all the boxes I have outstanding. So I have a lot of content coming up soon. And hit that like button if you would on the way out. That really, really helps me out a lot. But that's it for today, friends. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you, and I will catch you in the next one.